Ladies and gentlemen, mains and main net, Shinobi Nation and the Buster Busters unite. We are here with another reaction video to Invincible Versus. It's been a lot of hands-on previews coming out, man. There's actually 3 I want to check out in this video. 1 we're gonna watch in full, the other 2 I'm probably gonna skim through, but I want to hear what other people have to say about it, their time with it, and yeah, so we can kind of grasp how this game is gonna be when it launches next year.
Let's just skip to the part where we fight.
Yeah.
How's a concussion sound?
Some things just feel right. When I first laid eyes on Invincible Versus, my thoughts were something along the lines of, yeah, that makes sense. If you were going to choose a comic book to adopt into a fighting game, you could do a lot worse than Robert Kirkman's magnum opus. It's got everything you need for a tag fighter. Bone-crunching hits, a big cast to draw from, a cool art style, plenty of unique superpowers that can easily be converted into special moves, the works.
Hold on, let me pause it, because after, y'all should be seeing this either after or before I played Killer Instinct, that video. Hopefully y'all seeing this afterwards, but yeah, this game right here, those devs making this, oh my gosh, brother. Woo! I can't wait.
Invincible Versus has a secret weapon too. Its developer, Quarter Up. That name might not be familiar to you yet.
Don't talk about Killer Instinct.
Studio, but they're anything but rookies.
Man, oh man, yeah.
Several members of the 40+ person development team played a core role in the development of 2013's Killer Instinct, and you can feel that influence. Seeing Invincible Versus is one thing, but when I sat down to play it and speak with members of the team, I knew I was among fellow sickos, and I mean that in the most complimentary way.
Yeah, this about to be a game. This about to be a fun fighter.
One of the problems with previewing a fighting game is that you never have enough time with it to really dig into its systems. This is an incredibly complex genre. Every time you sit down with a new fighting game, it's a new experience. Some of it's like riding a bike. Hold back to block, your assist button will also tag if you hold it, that sort of thing. But a lot of it is new. You gotta learn your button layout. You gotta figure out how combos work, what kind of defensive systems you have, what your special moves do, all kinds of stuff.
I'm ready for that.
If I had my way, I would have spent hours in Invincible Versus' training mode,
locking
just tinkering
in,
with teams and learning how things worked. As it was, I only had about an hour, but even with such limited time, I left feeling like I knew what Invincible Versus was by the time I put my fight stick down.
Scorpion.
He can kiss my ass.
No way.
Let's get the elephant in the room out of the way.
Is he gonna be a
Versus is still very early in development. It absolutely nails the look and general vibe of the show, mostly because Quarter Up is working directly with the folks who made it. There's still a lot left to do. The build I played didn't have— I'm sorry, bro, because I'm going to let this play, but that's actually great. They're still very early in development. They're showing off this much this early. You know what I'm saying? Have hands-on preview. It might look like an entirely different game when it dropped, but, you know, in the best way possible, it might look even better. Ooh. Have proper lip syncing yet, for instance. But if you're worried about whether this will honor the source material, don't be. Invincible is a brutal, bloody, often shocking story, and that's reflected in how the characters interact on screen. If you're the one dishing out the hurt, your character will quite literally get blood on their hands.
I just hope cutscenes look like that,
if you're the one getting hit, it'll be obvious. If you've been blocking with your face, the bruises will make sure everyone knows it. That pristine costume will look like you've lost a fight with a lawnmower. The rest of you will resemble a prize fighter who just went 12 rounds with a heavyweight. Or just Mark himself after he's been fighting his dad. Invincible Versus is far from the first fighting game to do real-time battle damage, but it looks great. And I appreciated how I could tell who was winning without looking at the health gauge at the top of the screen, and that it matched the show's visual language.
Man. Sound design crazy too.
There's a lot of blood here, folks. And hey, if you end a fight with the right special or super move, and we'll dig into the gameplay in a second, I promise, you can pop Adam Eve's head off or turn Bulletproof into a series of limbs missing a torso.
We saw that. That was crazy, yeah.
And it's not just the characters absorbing all this damage. The environments will feel the impact of these superpowered brawls too. There's less of a visible impact on the moon because, well, the moon is kind of empty. But in a city, you're gonna see buildings falling down, cars getting totaled, streets getting torn up, the works. Superheroes trying to kill each other generally doesn't go well for anyone or anything else in the immediate area. And hey, just because you start a brawl in a city street doesn't mean it'll end there. You can absolutely punch somebody so hard they break orbit or end up on another different stage.
Oh yeah. Okay, I hope it's a cinematic transition too.
Cool, but the appeal of any fighting game is the actual fighting.
This game about to be
I didn't have enough time to really dig into Invincible versus core system, but a fighting game can't just have smart design choices backing it. Landing hits has to feel good too.
Yeah.
And Invincible versus has that part down pat.
Love
In a lot of ways, it resembles the tag fighters of yesteryear, but there are some unique twists here. You've got your standard light, medium, and heavy attacks, as well as a light auto combo for folks like me who were just starting out. Special moves are their own button, but Invincible versus doesn't use motion inputs. You choose your special, kind of like you do in Super Smash Brothers.
So I don't have to do like
that special button.
Circle, you know, that's what they mean by motion input.
So the core gameplay is a lot like Marvel or Dragon Ball FighterZ. Lights go into mediums, which go into heavies, though you can do things like switching between crouching and standing normals to spice things up and open up new routes. And down in heavy gets you a launcher for an air combo.
I might have to get some FighterZ on the channel, bro.
For special properties and extra hits if you've got the meter. And bone crunching, human smushing, jaw removing supers for when you're ready to cash out. And see a slick animation that will leave your opponent getting literally scraped off the area floor.
I hope
they're easy to do.
I hope we have like some brutalities or something, not like a finisher, but we can punch a character with a certain, you know what I'm saying, command, and we can like punch their jaw off like in the you know comic or the show or something like that, and they make it cinematic. I think that's my thing. I love the fighting. I'm sold on the fighting, you know, aspect. My thing now that I want to see more of is the cinematic, you know, stuff, certain angles, the story mode, all that stuff. Oh man, I'm excited for this.
Heavy and special at the same time, and you're golden.
Okay,
standard
heavy
tag fighter stuff. But what makes Invincible versus cool are the core systems. Some of them you've seen before. You've got a push block to get people off of you, snapbacks to bring a damaged backliner back in so you can keep pouring up the hurt, defensive saves where you can bring in another character to save the one getting comboed, assists for each character that isn't on the field.
Each character has their own
game after all. Ground bounces to set up interesting combo opportunities and the like. There are way too many options to dig into here. But if you're worried that the simplified control scheme means Invincible versus might not have the juice, let me alleviate that concern for you right now.
Let me hear
Once I got put into a high-low mix-up I block stunned by Bulletproof's Rekka, I knew this was a game for degenerates, which again, I saw as a compliment. One thing I will dig into is how Invincible versus determines combo length. As you hit your opponent, you'll see a meter build up. Fill it and your combo will end, because your opponent will fall out. This means that while basic combos in Invincible versus aren't short, they're not as long as the ones you'll find in Marvel 3 or Dragon Ball FighterZ. You'll be out of that combo and back in the action, or dead, before your next birthday. But there is a way around that. Tag in one of your other characters and you'll reset part of that combo meter, allowing you to lay down additional smack. Getting the most out of your characters requires spending meter or cycling through your team. Neither of these concepts is new, but I appreciate what Quarter Up is doing to make Invincible versus unique. I also like how different the characters feel. The build I played only had 4 fighters to choose from, but Bulletproof and Thula quickly stood out to me, though neither Invincible nor Adam Eve felt bad.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
Part of the fun of a tag fighter is building a team that works for you.
Feeling different for each character.
These characters already feel quite different from one another, and that's a good thing. Thula slicing you to pieces with her hair, rad. Bulletproof calling you a cab,
like one of the most unique.
The other thing I appreciate are the little touches, from the unique intro dialogue between the characters, this is becoming more and more rare in modern fighters, and the Dragon Ball Fighter style clashes when a new character comes in. These serve to reset the playing field and let you take a breath. But there's also more unique dialogue here too. I love stuff like this, and I'm happy Quarter Up has embraced it wholeheartedly.
Go ahead, cry for your father again.
When I set my arcade stick down after about an hour with Invincible versus, I felt pretty good. Trying a new fighting game is a lot like driving a new car for the first time. You've got a general idea of what you're getting, but the devil is in the details. I left pretty pleased with my test drive. Quarter Up still has a lot of work to do, but I can't wait to kick Invincible versus' tires for real when we see what she can do on the track. Fighting games are a tricky business, but it's also easy to tell when they're on the right track. Invincible versus has a killer team behind it, the tools and the resources they need to do the comic and the show justice, and a lot of good ideas. Let's just hope they can pull off a superhero landing and look good doing it.
Facts, bro.
For more, check out our previews of Ninja Gaiden Ragebound and...
Like I said earlier in this video, he kept saying, or he mentioned how they're still, you know, in early development. They got long ways to go. That makes me even more excited. Honestly, seeing this is getting me, you know, even more hype. I mean, I'm used to the gameplay that we're seeing now, but they still have a long way to go, brother. Man, oh man. Okay, so I got like 2 other previews I saw that popped up on my home YouTube that I want to check out or at least skim through. I'll let this one play all the way since it was kind of shorter, but let's go check out these other ones. This video is by Enzyme. Hope I'm saying that right. Enzymes.
Share my hands-on experience with you guys.
Overall feel of the game. Let's see what he's talking about.
I play a game for the first time. I'm always focused on the first impressions of it. Like, how does the game play out? How does it make me feel? Is it fun? Does it fit the theme of the game? And when I played this game, it felt fast and violent.
Yeah.
Like, there's a lot of blood and gore when the characters are fighting. And when you hit someone or when you get hit, you really feel the weight and impact of the moves. And when characters die, they die.
Bruh.
Like, I'm talking Mortal Kombat levels of execution. And there isn't really a dedicated mechanic or time in the match when it happens. Basically, if your character dies and it looks like the move could execute you, you're getting executed. And I love that about the game personally, because when games feel accurate to the source material, it's really easier to immerse myself into the game.
Trying to see that as an ultimate, Omni-Man's ultimate.
And for all of you who watched Invincible,
MK1. So let's see, overall feel, gameplay overview. Let's see.
Similar to Marvel vs. Capcom 3, and the jumping felt really strong, and you wanted to be in the air more often than compared to games like Skullgirls or 2XKO, where the game is more horizontal and being grounded is strong. Characters have multiple assists, and assists can change if you have your opponent in block stun. So for example, if I called one of my assists, let's say a neutral assist, and I put you in block stun and I called the same assist, it would be an overhead assist instead. If I remember correctly, the overhead assists are universal, but I could be wrong. With that being said,
I gotta get my fighting terminology
because you can set up near unblockable situations by just, you know, calling your overhead assist and going low. However, the game does have some defensive mechanics to mitigate the pressure. The game felt like it was really centered around heroic meter, which is a resource that a lot of important defensive and offensive mechanics are tied to. It's the 3 yellow bars under the health bar, and some important things to know about heroic meter is that it is tied to the character. So if I use all 3 bars with my point character, then I switch out to another character, my new character will still have all 3 of his bars, while my previous character regenerates their heroic meter back over time. So this game does have push block, and some important things to know about it is that it doesn't push you as far back as you typically see in other games. And because of that, retaining pressure is a bit easier in this game than I feel like other games with push block. However, the push block does cost 0.5 bars. It doesn't cost a full bar of the heroic meter, it only costs half of a bar. But this made pressure pretty interesting because combined with the fact that push block didn't push you too far back meant that while you could use push block to like mitigate the immediate mix up, the opponent can kind of stick to you pretty easily, and that you only had so many chances to repeatedly push block them out before you ran out, because if you ran out of heroic meter, then you couldn't push block anymore, and then you're basically just going to get hard blockable, and typical versus game stuff, right? You're going to get put in a pretty bad situation. Speaking of legacy mechanics from versus games, this game does have snapback. It costs a bar. It can be done on the ground and in the air, but the game does have snap, and we love snap, right? We love to be able to target team comps and certain characters. I
don't even know what that means, bro. I'm gonna be honest. Hold on, let me skim through, because I'm gonna end up watching all 3 of these in full. Character overview, closing thoughts. Y'all, this right here, let me go find the other one and skim through, because we're gonna be here all day if I try to watch all of these. All right, this is Justin Wong right here.
Amazing video. I guess it's
seems like he's like a fighting game guru kind of.
And I was
see what he got to say about it.
When I played, I was able to play with Invincible, Adam Eve, and Bulletproof. I know they have Dula. You see Dula in the background. So this is a build that I have not played at all. This is a 3v3 system, tag system with active tags and assists, right? There's counter tag, there's assist breaker, and snapback. So when I think about assist breaker, it's kind of like a burst. You use your meter.
What is this? I need to know what snapback is. I probably know what it is. I just can't tell you
is faster, less hit stun. Medium has medium hit stun. It's obviously MH, light, medium, heavy, 1-button specials, super 1, super 2, and ultimates and everything, and also EX moves, right? There's EX moves as well too, so I guess they call it boosted specials. So that's an assist and a chase down. And the thing about when I play Adam Eve, I felt like she was very underwhelming at the time. But it seems like they improved her a lot. So I don't know what it's that called, but that's
oh, bro, this game is gonna be crazy when it officially drops. If it's looking this good, he said when he played, Adam Eve seemed, underwoman, and now she looks better already. 2026, bro. You know how much time they still got? They already. Oh boy, you don't got no chapters. I don't
but
even.
Not the breath, but just like 2-3 punch. He has like literally Superman punch moves and everything like that. But overall,
who you talking about, Bulletproof or Mark?
Either one of them. Really fast. And I love the fact that like you can keep the combo going, and like I said, you can break the combo when they do like the THC aspect, like the assist chain. I don't know what's the proper wording of it, right? But you can do that, which is really cool. The fact that you can break, so that's an assist breaker. So that's the burst right there. And if you look at how the assist breaker works, right? So you're gonna get hit here, I believe, right? And it spends 2 bars of this thing right here. 2 bars to do an assist breaker where the combo just drops, right? So that's really cool. You can obviously build your meter up as well. It generally is going to build over time, so you can frequently kind of use assist breaker. I know in like Guilty Gear, usually it's like 1 burst like per game, per round. See, you saw the tag come in and she bursted out of it. So that's like the manual, like kind of like Killer Instinct timing, where if you time it, you can just burst out of it.
So
but
Killer
also,
Instinct,
EX moves are amazing. Usually, I think a lot of EX moves are going to be plus in a lot of these situations. So
holy moly!
Well, he didn't.
I'm trying. Damn, you heard Mark hollering in the back.
So good. The moon.
I'm glad they got all the same voice actors. Sounds like them anyway.
There's also push blocks as well too, so you could use push. Editor, please cut this out.
Bruh.
Tag, you get the mix and everything. But they have like level 3s, which are like freaking amazing. Like the animations for the supers are really cool.
Okay.
I'm surprised they haven't really shown any of this actually for the supers. Nice.
Okay.
I actually think
Trying to see
looks
them.
pretty cool. Like she's definitely a more Killer Instinct character compared to the other characters. Like if you look at her, the way she's attacking, it just feels like she feels like a Killer Instinct character. Oh, there is wave dashes.
Like she would be the most unique, like I was saying,
like the hit animation, the hit sparks.
She kind of got something to her with her hair.
The characters and the assists are going to make this game super fun, because a lot of characters, I feel like, because of the superhero game, I love the fact that a lot of them have like different ways to kind of like maneuver with like air dashes, and some characters probably have like different air dashes and everything like that. I'm just curious about what other characters are they going to bring in, so it's not just kind of like an air dash fighter, because like some air dash fighters, like you don't want the universal mechanic to just be an air dash. I think they could just kind of like make it a live service game.
Looking forward to all the other characters they're gonna add in, but I'm gonna end this up right here. I don't want this to be that long of it. Kind of, we're not watching the same video, but a lot of people are saying that some of the same things, and to sum it up, they're saying it looks good, man. But yeah, when it comes to the other characters, we only saw these same 4 or 5 so far. Man, oh man, within this universe, when you get past the show that's going on right now, because we're only just about to get to season 4, but the comic characters, and ooh-wee, I never really thought of myself as a huge fan of the fighting game genre, but with this Marvel Tokon, coming out, I gotta lock in. So I might have to get some more fighting games on the channel, whether that's going back to Street Fighter 6 or playing Fighter Z, bringing that back. Guilty Gear, I never got Guilty Gear, the newest one. I played the demo, but I own the older Guilty Gear, so I might need to get that up there, and some other fighting games. I just tried Killer Instinct. Let me know if there's any other fire fast fighting games that's out there that I probably never heard of. But ladies and gentlemen, I'm gonna end this up. Y'all can leave me all your thoughts out in the comments. This will probably be our last reaction to this game for now. We've been doing like 3 back-to-backs, kind of the same. So next time I'll be back for reactions to this game, it's probably gonna be something big, something new, new characters, or if they put out some type of beta or demo, best believe I'm gonna try my best to get in that. But ladies and gentlemen, I'm gonna end this up into the next one. I hope y'all enjoyed. If you did, do me a favor, hit the like button, subscribe if you're new, hit the bell so you know when I'm posting, man. Share the content, share the channel, do all of that. I'll see y'all in the next one. It's your boy A.K.A. SMG. Peace.